Hey, David Ralphoff here. Hope you're having a good weekend. Um, Lighting setup in here is a bit weird. Anyway, yeah, I just want to do a quick live stream. I'm going to be kicking off a new project, which I think is going to take maybe a while to do, but I thought it'd be fun just to share some of that with you before I get going on it so I can kind of document the journey. So I've been on the fence for a while about picking up this perfect grade Exia. I think because of either because of supply chain reasons or because of everybody just being stuck at home with the pandemic, the prices on these things have kind of like shot up. I was wanting to buy an Exia for a while, but the prices were up like 15 or 20, 25%, something along those lines. So anyway, I waited a little while and it seemed like the prices came back down. So I finally picked it up. And normally when I go through these projects of making a Gundam, I do it pretty fast. I'll go through and try and get all the parts off the runners in like a day or two. And then I'll go back and clean up like nub marks and do sanding of the parts and stuff like that. But I think I'm going to take my time with this one. I'm wanting to... I'll probably sand the nub marks off pretty aggressively on this one to get the parts smooth. And then I think I'm going to paint. I think I'm going to airbrush pretty much most of the parts to do some different colors. Well, for one reason, I just want to get the parts to be like smooth overall and not have to do a whole bunch of like buffing out the sanding that you have to do to get it really super clean. So yeah, I think I'll probably do a lot of painting on this one. I'll probably paint the entire inner frame too. So yeah, I'm just kind of trying to pace myself on it. And then another question I've had the whole time I've been thinking about building this is whether I want to get the lighting model or not. And if you're familiar with this, the pricing on this stuff is really kind of idiotic. It's like if you go through Amazon, if you're in the US and you go through Amazon, if you want to buy the actual lighting model, which is like the kit plus the LED lights that go in it, and then the correct instruction manual for doing all that, the kit's like $500 or something insane. If you buy the model and the lighting unit separately, it gets down to like $350 or something like that. It's like roughly $200 for the kit and $150 for the lights. And the lights are really cool. Like it's a nice feature, but the thing I kept wondering is like, one, how long will the lights last? Two, like how often will I actually have the lights on? Like they're pretty cool, but it's not the kind of thing you're just going to leave on all the time because it needs a power source to go. And I think if you buy the official version, the power source is probably just like little batteries, probably watch batteries, I'm guessing. So the thing I've been asking myself is, how hard would it be to basically just like build the lighting kit myself? And there are some pretty cool videos online. There's a guy, I don't know where he's from, but there's a guy who does a video showing off his setup, and he's really done a lot of work. Like he physically made, the custom lights to go into the kit out of addressable RGB LED strips. And then he built like a small, I don't know what you call it, circuit, I guess, for it. That includes like a little Arduino processor that's programmable. And then he wrote the program to make the lights behave the same way as they do in the official kit. And then he even made like a really simple Android app that you can install so that if you want to control the kit from your phone through like Bluetooth, that you can do that. So there's some pretty good examples out there of, how to get this stuff set up and how to, there's a few cool things about if you do a completely custom setup. Like one, you can kind of use whatever you want for the power source. So you could make it, a battery bank, just like a normal battery bank with like AA batteries or 9-volt batteries or something. You could actually, if you wanted to, set it up so it was like wired in, so you didn't have to worry about batteries. Um, you can program the lights to do exactly what you want. So like if you want to use different colors, or if you want to use like different timings, or if you're worried about like the lights just burning out, like LEDs burning out, and you've built your own setup, you can just basically just swap out the LEDs. Like it's not a big deal to just swap out the addressable LEDs. So anyway, I thought it might be a fun project. I've been wanting to do some basic electronic stuff too. So I may at least attempt it first. It may be like way too much to take on for a initial electronics project, but it'd be fun to just try it out and find out. So the other thing that I picked up just to kind of get going is this Rex Collis, I guess. I don't know how you're supposed to say that. Rex Collis electronics kit. And it's a pretty cool little kit. I think it was only like $13 US, but it comes with, give me just a second here. I'll pull out some of the parts. I don't know what all this stuff is, but it comes with a lot of parts. And one of the main things is you get like the breadboard here with a little circuit for power. So you can either power this with USB, or you can power it with like I don't know what you call that. I guess it's like some kind of like DCN essentially. But you probably have a lot of electronic devices that have little plugs on them like that. And then it includes a little switch where you can turn the power on and off. So what I've been doing, you can kind of choose whatever you want to power this up, but I've been using a little like Anchor, kind of like USB phone charger type battery. And I just plug it in like that and it's perfect. You can just turn this thing on and then you just turn the circuit on and then you're good to go. And the kit comes with a whole bunch of other things. It comes with lots of different resistors here. And as far as I can tell, there's pretty much like one ohm resistor that you'll want to use for all this. It's like the 220 ohm. If you're just working with LEDs to keep them from getting burnt out. And then the kit comes with a whole bunch of different colored LEDs as well. So there's like red, blue, green, yellow, white, I think. And there's a whole lot of each. And I don't even know what all these other parts are. There's like switches. There's some kind of little chip. Looks like a little chip in here, a bunch of switches, a potentiometer, some capacitors. I don't know a ton about electronics, so I'm still pretty much a complete beginner. Comes with these, which I think are also caps, just different, microfarad caps. And then the other nice thing it comes with is like, so with these, if you're not familiar with it, this is like a breadboard. And essentially how these work is you get like power on these rails here. You get power in here as well. And what you'll do is you'll like you'll want to run start your circuit off of like the positive, and then you can connect it to any of these like columns, rows. I'm not sure which it is here. I guess they're rows. I don't know. Anyway, but if you connect like a wire from there to there, it'll power this whole row. And that'll be like your positive side. And then you can connect over here, and this will be your negative side. And you'll connect from the negative to the negative rail here. And so one thing that this kit comes with is a whole bunch of these little, well, these are actually pretty big, jumper wires that you can use to make those connections. But the nice thing is it also comes with a whole bunch of different sizes of jumper wires. So these are much smaller. So you don't end up with just like a complete mess when you're building out your circuits. And the ones I've been using mostly are these really tiny ones here, because what I'll typically do is from the power, I'll connect a resistor, and then I'll connect the resistor to one of these rows, and then I'll put one of my LEDs positives in that row, and I'll put its negative in the row next to it. And then you can actually just join it from like the positive side here to the negative side here. And then also just run a little jumper wire from the same row over to the negative, and that'll complete the circuit. So anyway, yeah, it's just a nice little kit. It was only like $13. And in addition to this stuff, I also ordered a set of generic Arduino Nano style chips, which I'll use, or I don't know what they call them, microcontrollers. But basically, it's something I can program to use its like data outputs to control things, which is what you need. Which is, yeah, basically, if you're going to use like addressable RGB LEDs, you need something where you can do that because you want to control the red, green, and blue independently with those data outputs. So I'm gonna have to do this in steps. Like I have no idea what I'm doing at the moment, but I'm hoping, you know, by just building out some really basic things with this breadboard here and this kit and one of those Arduinos, I can get some practice in and then be a little bit better prepared if I want to set up the Arduino to control like a separate addressable LED strips. And the cool thing is, ultimately, all you really need to get the crazy effects that you get with the Gundam Exia LED kit is you just need like 5 separate addressable LED strips, and I think they each have about 5 lights on them, and then you can just write a program that you know, updates the lights with the different RGB values and also like the different timings. To get the effects that you would get with a kit where like the engine's cycling, like spinning around, and then where you like power the lights on kind of, you know, one phase at a time from like the feet up to the head. And then, yeah, it has like different modes that it goes through too. Like there's like a color cycle mode. There's like a normal mode, which I think is like blue or green. And then the Trans Am mode, which is like kind of pinkish purple. But one thing that I think will be really cool about being able to program the lights however you want is like you can set up all the standard modes, but if you want to, you can also set up like, you know, a mode for a bunch of different colors, or for like, you could do like pulsing with one color, or, you know, different speeds. Like you could have it like basically strobe on a color, or just like slowly, like very gradually like pulse in and pulse out on a color. And I think the reason that could be really cool is if you didn't, I think the way people would normally use this kit is to set up the lights and then just turn them on for like when you're going to take pictures of it, or if you want to show it to somebody, or like when you want it to kind of look cool. But because there's like limited duration use on the batteries, and like the batteries will wear down over time, they're probably just going to use it, you know, on occasion. But I think the thing that you could do with a custom kit like this is set it up so it can actually be just like plugged in, so that you could use it all the time. And in that case, you could set it up to just, you know, do kind of like cycle through different effects really slowly over like longer periods of time, and go into like different modes and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Just seems like there's a lot more flexibility if they try to do like a custom setup for this. I'm probably trying to tackle like way too much at one time, but I think it'll be a fun project. There's no rush on it, so I'm just kind of anticipating it's going to take, you know, weeks, if not months, in my spare time to kind of slowly start testing all these different, both like the build of the model kit out and also the like electronics and lighting part of it. But I think it'll be a good opportunity. I've been wanting to learn how to do some of this basic electronics work for a long time, so this is a good excuse to finally be able to do it. So yeah, anyway, if you're interested in any of that and you'd like to see me do like more, you know, updates or kind of like live streams of it, or just, you know, like tutorials or something on how all that stuff's going to work, let me know in the comments. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good weekend, and I will see you in the next one.